Hello again. Welcome to another beer review. Now, today we're going to be continuing the series of local beers brewed in the southwest of the UK, southwest of England. So we're going to be covering the areas like Somerset, Devon, Cornwall, these type of areas. And what we have today is a sister to one we've already done previously. We've got a St Austell's Tribute, which was a pale ale that we've already reviewed, and we've got our sister beer today, and we've got a lager. Now, I have tried this before, but I've tried it in cans. I've never tried it from the bottle. It might be different, it might not be, but I can't remember. It was a small 4-pack that was done a good few years ago, and I honestly can't remember what it tasted like. But this is, how it's pronounced is Korev. Korev is how it's basically pronounced. It's from the same St Austell brewery. I don't know what that noise was, but I'll switch it off so it doesn't do it again. So it's from Cornwall. It's the St Austell brewery. It has a Helles lager, or a Helles lager, as the Germans would say, which basically means it's a very pale lager. But it's not a pale lager as in a light lager. What it is a pale in colour. Instead of the golden kind of colour you get with lager, it's a palish lager, but full flavour. It's not light in any way apart from the colour. So it's that type of thing, and it's how they do it in the brewery. So this is a 4.8%, and of course it's a 500 milliliter, 50 cl, half a litre bottle. There is description of the, or a bottle description or a label description. It's Korev is a lager in the Helles style with a wonderful pale colour and a clean, crisp taste. Bottled in amber glass to protect the freshness. We think you'll agree when we say that it's been worth the wait. Now, just to kind of expand, because maybe not everybody knows what Helles lager is, or a Helles kind of brewing style. So just to kind of let you know, Helles means pale in colour, as these beers are often golden. The German style Helles lager is a bit rounder and fuller bodied than light lager and even all malt pilsners. Helles lager beers offer a touch of sweetness that balance a measurable addition of spicy German hop flavours and light bitterness. So there's a light bitterness. There is obviously a spicy kind of hop and a sweetness, apparently, a touch of sweetness. Now, the Helles lagers I've tried in Germany. I've not actually tried, and I didn't even realise at the time that this was that type of lager because it didn't really stand out. But in saying that, I was drinking it with lots of other different types of kind of beers that evening, and although there were nice beers and everything else, they didn't really stand out because, of course, they were being mixed in and tried with lots of different other ones. So wasn't really paying attention. I am now. So Untapped app information gives it a 3.2 out of 5 with 11,000 or 11k check-ins. So there's quite a lot. The spin or bump that you're going to get with the Untapped app is Cornish lager with soul. I'm going to leave that out there and you make of it what you wish, but you know what I think? That sounds like pretentious, fill in the gap. Ox. Tasting notes, they say it's delicate, herbal and honey, which goes against what Helles beer is, but in saying that, they might not be using Helles style German hops. So they might be using a blend of British or English hops that are going to give different smelling notes and tasting notes. But they're saying the smell should be delicate, herbal, and honey, and the taste should be crisp, clean, fresh, and delicate. Which, fresh and delicate, well, it's a kind of contradiction. If it's delicate, it's not fresh. If it's fresh, it can't really be delicate. Because fresh is a bit snappy, but what we really say is fresh is that there was a slight acidity. This is what people think about the citrus flavors. That's that kind of fresh flavor you get. That's a slightly acidic kind of flavor in the tongue, that reaction. That's what the freshness is. The delicate, you can't get delicate and be fresh. You can't be fresh and be delicate. It's just nonsense. So that's just a load of crap. Clean, well, again, what the hell does clean mean? It's one of these words that we'll throw it in because it sounds good. Oh, it's clean. Well, I hope to God it's clean. I'm going to be bloody drinking it. Yes, I'd expect it to be clean, hygienic at least. You know. Crisp. I can understand crisp. Again, crisp and fresh go together. Clean and delicate. Well, you can throw that out the window. But it'll be interesting to see what it's like. But this is Korev. Let's pop it open and find out. That came up quite easy. I'm getting hoppy, beery smells, but that's it. Not really getting much from the bottle. So let's try the glass. Let's do a pour and see what it does. Now you should get a good head with a Helles beer because it's designed for that. German beers are brewed, as you can see, to give a good head. None of your dirty thoughts now. This is all about beer, nothing else. Yet. So yes, it is. It's got a nice label. If you're wondering what the symbol is it's to cover the Cornish flag that they have, which is a kind of usually a black or green background with a white kind of St. George's Cross type scenario. Yeah, that's what it's kind of trying to go. But as you can see, Cornish lager with soul. It's on the neck. I just noticed that now, but that's what it says. Cornish lager with soul. Yeah, well, soul man would be my response to that. But yes, let's find out what it's like. But let's see what it smells like. Whoop, again, that was the table, not me. Oh. There is freshness there. I'm getting fresh fruits. I'm getting like a fresh salad leaves. You sometimes get. And you're getting a tomatoey taste, or kind of smell, a tomato. And there's that probably what we call the freshness, because the freshness is that kind of slightly acidic, and you are getting that. So that is correct, and you can smell that. The delicate, no. Clean, I don't even know what clean means. It's just one of these nondescript, useless words that they just throw in just to kind of pad things out. But let's see if it tastes crisp. Yep, yep, yep. We're getting that slightly kind of acidic, tomatoey kind of reaction in the mouth, which is normal. So yes, it's definitely fresh. It has the crispness because you will get the crispness with it. And what you usually do is when you're talking about crisp is you get that little effervescence kind of sensation in the tongue. Again, that's usually done with slightly with the carbonation and slightly with the kind of acidity that gives you that sensation. What I will say is it's actually gassier than what I would imagine it to be. I don't normal German Helles lager doesn't really have that kind of carbonated sensation in the mouth. It is more foamy rather than carbonated. This does have a carbonated feel in the mouth a lot more, and I think maybe that also is maybe adding some of the what we call the freshness, because again you're getting that little kind of acidity from that as it's yeah, because if I basically hold it in the mouth and just dip the tongue in, you're just getting that of the carbonation. As you can see, it's more of a German style head, which is good because it means it's quite a lively beer, and that's what we want. It is fresh, it is crisp. You're getting the lager flavours, but not so much in the back of the mouth. You're getting it at the start, but again, there isn't really the sweetness. There isn't really a strong flavour. I mean, if you're going to use the word delicate, it's just there isn't really that much flavour. And maybe if you want to use the word delicate to describe that, that's fine. But yeah, it's a nice beer. It's a 3.32 from Tippy Tap, Untapped app. I wouldn't give it a 3.32. I would even give it a 3. Because the way it dies off, there's just a severe lack of flavour and character in a lot of ways. I mean, you are getting a bit of hoppy in the kind of top back area of the mouth, but that's it, and it's just like an accent rather than anything more. So there isn't really the kind of bitterness, there isn't really the sweetness, there isn't really anything apart from the sensation of acidity and effervescence on the tongue. Ever so slight bitterness, maybe, in the back of the mouth, ever so slight. But I'll be totally honest, it's an alright beer, but nowhere near a 3.32. Nowhere. I would probably say 2.3. 2.25, 2.3. I wouldn't even say it's good enough to be an average. All right. There is a bit of character. There is a little bit of flavour to it. The more you drink it, maybe 2.5. A 2.5 max. I would not go above 2.5. It would be nowhere near 3. Nowhere near it. I'd say definitely a 2.3 to a 2.5, and I'm probably being a bit generous here for a 2.5. If I was reading it and drinking it without the untapped information, then I would probably say a 2.3. I would probably say yes, 2.25, 2.3, probably round it up to a 2.3. Just because of that, I would maybe say it's kind of swaying me ever so slightly and say, yeah, maybe a 2.5. But I mean, it's not a bad beer in any way, shape, or form, but it's not a great beer. And I don't know why people are getting a 3.32. Maybe it's nostalgia, or maybe it's the biasness of, yeah, there's a lot of people down here that've been reviewing it. I don't know, but if I was going to the point of view of drinking this or drinking its sister pale ale over their tribute from the same brewery, I much prefer the flavours and the character of the tribute pale ale than this. This doesn't have anything. I mean, for all the kind of punchy flavour that, as you can see over there, it's a kind of purple bottle, is the tribute. A lot of character, a lot of punchy flavours. This just, I'm sorry, but just doesn't have it. It's just very. The thing is, though, you can drink beer that doesn't really have that much of a flavour or that much of a character, but it isn't offensive. This, the carbonisation of it, does make it ever so slightly offensive. What it really gives you is, it's not a bitterness from the hoppiness. You get a bitterness from the carbonation. It's like that kind of bitterness you get with carbonated spring water that you get after you've drunk it. That's what you're getting. It feels like that. It tastes like that. And it's not particularly pleasant. So yes, I would say 2.5 is absolutely the maximum. And the more I'm drinking it, I'm actually thinking about wanting to mark it down. But try it yourself. See what you think. If you have tried it before, or you're about to, leave your opinions and your views in the comments, because it'll be interesting to see. Maybe I'm missing something, but right now all I'm getting is an aftertaste is Perry sparkling spring water. That's what I'm getting, that kind of aftertaste, and it's particularly nice. It starts off fine and then it just seems to get worse. So yeah, and I don't like the particularly over carbonation on the tongue, especially for a beer that's supposed to be brewed in a certain way, and they're claiming it's brewed in a certain way, so you should expect it to be more foamy rather than heavily carbonated. So I don't know what's been going on there, but no, I'm not impressed at all in a lot of ways. Would I buy it? If it was the only thing on the shelf, yes. If there was other things on the shelf, I might take a chance on the other stuff. Because if it was well-known stuff, then yes, I would leave this behind. Absolutely. Uh, I'm quite disappointed compared to they can make something as nice and as good as Tribute and then make it something as mediocre, I would probably say, as this. And with Soul, Cornish Lager with Soul, I'd just probably say, well, I'd rather have just Cornish Lager than Cornish Lager with Soul, because if that's what Soul brings you, then I'm sorry, you can keep it. It's just, no. I'm actually quite disappointed, actually. I don't know what's actually happened with this brewery over this one. But when I've tried Helles types of beer before in Germany and in other places as well, I'm sorry, but it is a distinctive style of lager and it's got to be full-bodied. This hasn't got any full body. This isn't even as good as a weak, cheap Pilsner. I mean, it really is really quite disappointing. So let me know your views. Put them in the comments below. Please try it, because you might get something from it that I don't. So don't take my word 100% as gospel, as that yes, if I say it's not particularly good, then I'd say it's not particularly good, because everybody looks for different things in beers. That's a great thing about beers, and drinking anything. Beers appeal to lots of different characters, and there's as many people like it as many people probably wouldn't. So no, I would say give it a go and make up your own mind, but 2.5 is the maximum I can give it. And no, if it was in a pub and that was a draft, I would probably have a look to see what else they've got first. If there was nothing else, then yeah, okay, fine. But there was something else, including the kind of cheap standard session beers like you get with Stella or Carling or whatever, then I would probably go for that. Not because it's a better beer, it's just because, well, it's just more palatable for me to drink than this one. Simple as that. There's no mention of whether it actually comes in draft, but I think it would probably be very, very different if it did, because it wouldn't have the carbonisation that it's got in the bottle. In fact, I'm very surprised how carbonated it is coming from the bottle. Usually we'd get that more in a can than with a bottle. So yes, give it a go, have a try, and that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and cheers.